Hello friends and welcome to my channel. Today we are planning out the week of October 23rd through the 29th in my Caress Press inserts using this Glam Planner Halloweentown themed kit. Very excited to get this kit out of my collection and feel like it's perfect for the week before Halloween, especially this year. I just love this art. Again, I wasn't too sure about the pink going into this in the kit, but overall, once it's laid down, I do think it works out. And then I have two foil bundles from Caress Press to pair with this. One is in like a celestial gold hollow. And then the other one is in like a witch Halloween magic purple color. I could not decide between these two foil bundles which one to use with this kit, so I figured I would just mix them, and I definitely think it was the move. I love how this came out with the foil, and then I did go ahead and have Plannahannah foil some scripts for me. However, I think this was the week the font was a pain for her and wouldn't cut. It might have been a different week. I don't fully remember, but it was one of the fonts I got from this website, which I will have the font I use link down below. Before we get into this video, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Sylvia. She's been one of my friends here in the planner community for years now at this point. She used to own a shop called Sticker Obsession Plans, which is still to date one of my favorite foil shops to ever exist. But she had posted on her Instagram stories the day that I'm filming this, which is Wednesday, December 6th, filming the voiceover that is. She posted that just thanking all of us planner YouTube creators because our videos just really bring her a lot of peace and help her de-stress. So I just want to shout out to this video specifically to her and to anybody that watches planner videos to bring themselves peace, or during their lunch break, or to de-stress or any of that. I appreciate you. And that comment just really meant a lot, especially because recently I've been feeling unmotivated in the voiceover department. I just feel like I've been doing a lot of talking at work that in the holidays just simply don't thrill me. That her saying this was the motivation I needed to get this voiceover done, to get this video up in time for Thursday's upload. So specifically, you have Sylvia to thank for this, because I don't know if I would have mustered up the energy and motivation to do it without her this week. Also, because I don't know if this is going to make sense, it's going to be hard to explain. Because these underlays are the same confetti from Caress Press, I want to say I laid the purple down first, and then I laid the pixie gold upside down so that the dots didn't line up exactly. And that seemed to work really well. So for example, the purple bougie box sheet, the Caress Press logo was on the right. And then for the gold sheet, it was on the left. This week, some big, exciting things happened. Let's go ahead and get into the books I read. I finished Don't Let Her Stay this week, which was our work book club of the month, which was like a thriller themed because, Halloween. And I gave this book 3 stars, I want to say at the time, but looking back, I probably would have given it more like 2.5. It did have some suspense, but if you are anything like me, I'm very good at predicting plots, stories, picking up on clues left, in the text, and I could just predict every single thing that happened in this book. So to me, that's not very exciting. I know a lot of people at work could not pick up on everything and were shocked at some of the plot twists. which lucky them. I'm honestly jealous, but to me, being able to call every single plot twist is really boring and just, I don't know, doesn't make it a 5-star read to me. It makes it like 2.5, 3. And then the other book that I started this week was None of This Rocks, which is a book by the guitar player of Fall Out Boy, Joe Troman. It's like he reads it himself on Audible. It's like an autobiography about his life, which is very sad. He's dealt with a lot of mental health struggles and depression, and he talks openly, very openly, about a lot of his struggles in life, and I don't know, you just learned a lot about him, and it was a good book. If you're interested in Fall Out Boy, I recommend it. It was one of the better biographies I've read in a long time. So that's kind of the books for this week, and then some big house stuff that happened. We had a roofing company come back out and recheck the roof, and just a few things that I don't really know. My dad wanted them to come back out, and I never really understood while they were there. But the roof is still not leaking, so hopefully we can fix the ceiling in my gym soon because it's driving me crazy. And then also this week, my dad put blinds on all of the windows that did not have blinds, and when I tell you it has made a big difference privacy-wise, the 2 big front windows in the front of my house that like look out onto the street did not have any blinds, so at night you could just see like straight inside. So, I don't know what that inhale was, I apologize. So it's very, very nice to have blinds on those windows. Also this week, I went to see Kesha, which the flyer I pointed out says gag order tour, but I believe it was a different tour, but I couldn't find the flyer for that one, but I thought it was weird that this was the only flyer I could find because it had the same date as the show I went to and the same opening artist, but the wrong tour name, and it was that opening artist, like, first time playing that venue ever, so it couldn't have been from a previous tour. Whatever, it's the poster that gets commemorated in my planner for that show. It was phenomenal. It was the start of Kesha's tour, and Kesha is from Tennessee, so hometown shows are always just a blast. I forget what a kick Kesha is live. This is now my 2nd time seeing her, and it was quite the environment on downtown Broadway because, like, usually there's a lot of, like, country. It's very country-ish. But then Kesha's crowd is like very like glitters and rainbows and wearing fairy wings and sequins. But then that night too, at the big arena across the street, Kiss had played like their farewell tour. So then you had a bunch of people dressed up like Kiss with like the face paint and stuff. So you had these like bigger melting pot of people in that area than you usually have, and it was just a great time. I was super happy too because I worked early the next morning and the show was out at like 10, which is like absolute dreams. I don't know why so many concerts start so late. I would be very happy if they started earlier, to be honest with you. I know that sounds like I'm kind of a buzzkill, but it's true. And then something else big that happened this week was Matthew Perry passed away, which is still bizarre to say. You know, there's like those celebrities that pass away that are not as surprising, and then there's celebrities that pass away that just really hit home and hurt. This was one of those for me. And so, obviously, I had to bring it up this week. Honestly, I'm just, at this point, trying to stall because I don't really know what else to talk about with things that happened this week. It was a pretty basic week. You know, I did my work did I work out this week? Yes, I did. I was like, wait, was it an off week? No, it was not. I did my workouts. I walked Lucy. I walked on the treadmill. I watched the movies that I had to deal with this week, as well as Hocus Pocus and Practical Magic. Very into the nostalgia Halloween movies this week for the season, which I just think is always fun. Work also treated us to donuts, which is always appreciative when they treat us to food. Here I'm just trying to decide which bottom washi to use, which was honestly really hard, but was ultimately like chosen because I thought the purple popped more than the pixie gold, and I wanted to use that purple confetti up at the top, which I do really enjoy how that looks, although I do think here I'm like putting off deciding because I didn't know. And I also loved how these full boxes overlaid with the witch and the gold. I thought it was perfect for the quote box, very subtle, and like that oval frame with the witch, the confetti corners of the gold are like perfectly outside that oval, and it is chef's kiss, the perfect box for there. I do think this kit is odd because I didn't use any quote boxes or didn't put like a quote washi overlay at the bottom, but I kind of like not having a quote, and I can't even believe I'm saying that because usually I really do like quotes, but I think I've decided I'm passing on it ultimately, which just feels weird, and part of me is second guessing that, but it looks great, so I don't know why I'm being so nitpicky with it, but here we are. Sorry. I put off doing this voiceover because, like I said, I have been uninspired. Mainly, I just don't have a ton to talk about. I've just been depressed and lonely and doing the same monotonous routine. But real talk, last night I didn't really sleep. I tried to go to bed around 10:30 and I just could not fall asleep until past 2 a.m. It was one of those nights where I was tossing and turning and just could not fall asleep. My brain wasn't necessarily racing. I just didn't want to I wanted to close my eyes and go to sleep, but I just couldn't. So I finally tossed and turned in bed enough and then went and laid on the couch and watched some TV in the living room for a change of scenery, and then meandered back to the bed and started watching YouTube videos on my phone before finally passing out at God knows what time, which just has my brain kind of all over the place today. Plus, I kind of forgot what day of the week it was because I have taken a week off of work just because I was feeling burnt out, and it's caused me to lose track of the days. So I'm just kind of all over the place. Finally, here's that purple washi I told you I loved putting at the top, and I enhanced the mixed metal by making the numbers gold because obviously I had to. And then the glitter header overlays, I want to say I laid the gold underneath and then went back over the top with the purple to, again, mix the metals. I just had a hard time deciding. I also thought about doing orange for this kit, but I ultimately decided against it because the orange that she chose to use for like the full box, not the full boxes, but like the labels and all that is like a very pastel orange, whereas the pumpkin double box is a very bright orange, and I would have wanted to make it more of a bright orange, and I think that would have clashed with the more muted orange. Geez, I just sound like I'm being so negative, but I really do overall like this spread. I just think Glam Planner sometimes can go too muted with the color she chooses, and I wish she would go a little bit punchier with them, personally. I also just really liked a lot of the elements in this kit. I liked that the talisman was there, the spell book. I really liked their clothing. I thought it looked so true to the first movie especially. And of course, Benny is such a classic character as the skeleton. And then I did not use the full box with these two pumpkins, so I decided to just use the deco to represent them, which it's very rare for me to not use a full box, but just the way the numbers were needed this week, I thought this was the best way to go about doing it. And I really enjoy how it came out, and that is going to be the base. So now we can get into the day by day, and I can quit rambling your ear off. So Monday, the first thing I did was my favorite leg day. And then, sorry about that, I got a phone call. Next up, my dad came by to mow my lawn. And then he took my car to fill it up because he is amazing. Then, like I mentioned, the roofing people came by this day. What a surprise that was. Then I went ahead and watched the first Halloweentown and did my makeup, and this was the night of Kesha, so I went with my friend Kara, and then I marked that I finished Don't Let Her Stay. Also, I forgot to mention, if you want to know where any of the stickers are from specifically, let me know in the comments down below, or you can go ahead and check the tagged shops on my Instagram post that matches this spread. That's a good place to check as well. And then moving into Tuesday the 24th, I started None of This Rocks, which is just amazing, like I mentioned. And then I went to work. I definitely did not wake up to do my makeup this morning. I wanted to sleep that extra amount of time, and then I was too tired to do my normal workout, so I took Lucy for a walk. I don't want to say the words because she will lose her mind and think we're going right now, which it is too cold for that right now. It is currently 42 degrees outside, so no thank you. Then I watched Halloweentown 2, Calabar's Revenge, because, had to watch all of the Halloweentown movies this week, even the ones I don't care for. And then I watched Big Brother, and I went to bed early this night because I was exhausted from the day before. Moving into Wednesday, this morning I did core and cardio, and then my dad came by and he brought me Jersey Mike's, so he and I ate Jersey Mike's. Then I went ahead and started doing my makeup while watching Halloweentown High, and my dad started putting in the new blinds, and then I went to work. And he finished installing them while I was at work. So it was such a nice treat to come home to that night. And like I said, I've been loving them. It's actually getting towards the time of night where I shut them for privacy because the sun's about to go down. Wow. I forgot. I decided to put in the work scripts and double layer them. I remember Andrea doing this forever ago. With foiled scripts, and I just thought it was kind of fun, especially considering I have Hannah from Plan a Hannah foil most of my scripts now anyways. I figured this was a good excuse to use some of the scripts that came in the foil bundle. Really quick, how would you all think about me doing like de-stash boxes of like kit leftovers and foil bundle leftovers as like giveaways, or maybe selling them? Would anybody be interested? I don't think I'm organized enough to do like specifics. If anybody had requests, I think it would just be like at random in a box, because I'm so overwhelmed with stickers and I would love to spread the love. So let me know what you all think of that. Then Thursday, my Plan With Me went up for Snow, which was my Snow White spread. I slept in this day, and then I watched Return to Halloweentown. I did my favorite upper body workout, and then I did some planning, which was probably the base for the following week. And then I watched Big Brother. Moving into Friday, it's everyone's favorite day of the week. It is payday, so I had to put that in, and I love using these little page flags because you still get a lot of space for your script, but you can show a little bit more bougie if you just put the icon straight on the bougie, and I think that's super adorable. Then I marked that I did my makeup and went to work, and this was the day that work surprised us with donuts, and they were Krispy Kreme and super yummy. Then after work this day, I went tanning, which I've been really slacking on that, and it's reflecting in my self-confidence, so I gotta get back at that game. And then I did my leg workout, and I was apparently feeling pretty dang motivated this day. I want to say I put on Hocus Pocus and was walking on the treadmill. That seems like that would be the likely scenario. But I walked 3 miles this day, which was the most I've done, I think, so far on this treadmill. Then moving into Saturday, the 28th, the first thing I put in was that I slept in this day. Lots of sleeping in. I don't know why I've been tracking that so much recently, but I have. Then I did my full body strength workout and watched Hocus Pocus 2, which it's been a year since that movie came out, and I still don't know how I feel about it, but obviously I liked it enough to watch it again this year. So yeah, and that is a printable that's free from Papershire in her Facebook group Dropbox. You can just search pop culture and it'll come up, and you can print them yourself, which I actually really like because sometimes I think Papershire stickers come a little big for my liking, so this way I can size it to whatever size I desire. Then I took a nap and put in that Matthew Perry passed away. And then I don't remember what that phone is for, to be honest. Is it for FaceTiming Ansley? It might be. I don't have a photo of that flap open of my planner at the moment, so I'm not really sure. So then Sunday was Sheet Sunday, so I just marked that I did the laundry this week because I wanted to pull in more of that foil. Then I watched Practical Magic, which again, that is from the Papershire Dropbox. I did more planning this day, and then it was NASCAR, which NASCAR was at Martinsville. We were getting towards the end of the season, and things were heating up in the playoffs, and the end of the season is always a good time in NASCAR. Then I did my makeup and I went to work, and then I just put in that Big Brother was on because it was Sunday night. And that was also getting towards the end of the season. Which when Big Brother ends and NASCAR ended at the same time, basically, I was like, what am I marking on my Sundays? This is terrible. So here I decided to go back in and layer the weekend banner, kind of like I don't know why I said that so weird, weekend banner. I like weekend, I don't know, but like the work scripts I had done, and I think that turned out super cute. And then here's what I have left over in Glam Planner's most recent kit format. And then last but not least, here are the scripts that I formatted myself and then paid Hannah to foil for me. I do PR for Plan a Hannah, so you can use Rosey15 to save or put my name in the notes if Hannah's having a treat week to still get my foiled freebie. And I just think this script was super magical to go with this spread. I couldn't find a specific Halloweentown font, so I just went with this like magical one that was kind of generic feeling to me. And that brings us to the end of this spread. I hope you all enjoyed it. Remember, if you are struggling with your mental health, you are not alone. My DMs are open for you. It is RoseyPlans on Instagram, like it is here. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and become one of my friends here on my family, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.